slap that middle one. Nothing?
Nothing.
You little bastard. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
That'll work.
All right. How do I look?
Let's show the end thing. Oh, we are live and going.
Awesome.
All right. Well, good thing I'm editing this sucker. Boop. God. Quit playing with me. There you go. Yeah, thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here we go.
Well, hello, and we are back for the first time, for the last time, for the first time, at the Plank Podcast. And today we are talking Slapshot. Now, it's a movie that I've been watching since the early 80s, and I'm pretty sure you haven't been by that point. But, that'd be, well, some people talk about that, just how organically that you learn from the past of what your parents have known and everything else. So that just kind of organically comes into play, but I don't know about that. But this Slapshot I should explain now who we are. We are the Plank Podcast. I am Mr. S from Pirate on Cassette, and
I am Gavin. I am with Day of Bliss.
And I am the Gen Xer.
I am the Gen Z.
Yeah, ha, 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 ha. So we get to see how this works in between. But for some reason, I've been noticing as we go along, am I distorting while talking too loud? Maybe so.
Maybe.
I think I am. Okay.
Do we want to turn it down a
Turn
little
me
bit?
down just a touch.
Okay.
Just a touch there. Yeah. Oh, I still
that's
talk
mine.
too loud.
That's mine.
Still.
There we go.
Okay. Talking too loud? No, better. Okay.
Better.
I can enunciate a little bit too much while in here using my teacher voice than anything else. But we're going to talk about some Slapshot here from
Yes, we are.
1977 with Paul Newman and the Hanson brothers. Is how can you miss on this? So first I'm going to give the floor to you. What do you remember about Slapshot?
Oh, it's a classic. Well, first of all, I just remember the Hansons putting on the foil, getting ready for the game.
Putting on the foil.
Putting on the foil.
Yeah, but what does the foil actually mean?
Foil? Well, it was, I don't know, it looks intimidating.
It very does.
Looks intimidating.
Yes. I know we had this
Otherwise,
conversation
yeah.
before, but
I don't think it did much.
No.
Just for Hollywood.
And I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff on there, and the Hanson brothers were actually the Carlson brothers. The only Hanson brother on there was it wasn't Steve. What was the last one? He's right there.
Steve.
I wish I could have a
Jack.
camera.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack was the only Hanson on there. The other two were Carlsons, but they
Yep.
called themselves the Hanson brothers, as
Yep.
in all three of them, and only two of them were brothers. And they actually played on hockey teams, and one of them played, or did they all play?
They all played. They're from
professional team in Minnesota.
They're from Virginia, Minnesota, the Iron League.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. So.
Yep.
No, that's awesome right there. But yeah, the behind the scenes they were just talking about, they just found some foil and they just thought it looked cool, so that's
Yep.
what they did.
It
They just put
worked.
it on there. Yep.
It worked.
And all of us, yeah, even me back in the day, it was just like, yeah, you got to put the foil on.
You gotta
all
put the
right.
foil on.
Get some fights going.
For sure. Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, you want to go over some of the actors and I mean maybe some of the
Just an overview of yours.
Okay.
I'm just jumping in.
Well, number 10, you remember Ned Braden?
Ned.
He
yes.
actually played college
Run!
hockey
Okay.
for, I believe it was New Hampshire
Oh, really?
University. He actually played college hockey.
That
That's
explains
he's a
why
really good skater.
a lot of these people could skate. No, that brings up to the fun part about they had the section there. I wish we could show clips like they do in Red Letter Media.
in the movies.
Maybe someday in the future, but I'm not that technically disciplined right now. But you see it's the short goalie, and he gets mad at everybody,
Yep.
and then he comes flying up. But no, that wasn't him that I'm thinking of. That one was a ramp. They actually had to build a ramp for him to fly up so he can get over the boards.
No kidding.
Yeah, so if you watch it the next time, look, you'll
Okay.
see just a split second of that ramp.
Okay.
There's just a big ice sheet that goes up
never
on the side of
noticed.
that, and how he can get up over the boards. But it's the guy when he's getting after Steve about after the big fight, and they're listening to the national anthem. That
Oh, yeah.
referee could not
Yep.
skate. He literally could
Oh,
not
it was
skate.
horrible.
They kept talking about how he would try to get over there, and then before he could say his line, he'd just fall.
Oh,
And it was
my.
like so many takes it took just to get that just to happen.
Paul Newman, though, he was a great
Yeah,
skater.
he is
Like,
a great skater.
Really surprised me.
So that was cool. The movies back in
Really
those
cool.
days, you can't just put the
No.
body doubles in.
Can't
and then-
fake it.
No.
Yeah.
So the fighting and all that, just like how much was that choreographed and how much was
That's a
that
good
just
question.
like ad-libbed?
Yeah.
Because they look so real. Did they actually have contact? Well, they'd have to
They must
to a
have.
certain part because
Yep.
now you play hockey and I played
Mhm.
hockey. And that was my favorite part of playing hockey was getting into the corners and
Yeah.
see who came out.
Yeah.
You know, that's usually me, but sometimes you got
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
you got yours,
Yep.
but that
Give
was
him an elbow or two.
oh exactly that was the fun part about playing hockey. At least I thought
Oh,
so.
yeah,
Then
me
they kind of
too.
took that away,
Yeah.
but I think it's
Yeah.
coming back.
I think
again.
it is a little bit too. I mean, we just watched the USA Canada game, and
Oh,
the
that's
first
right,
9
yeah.
seconds there was some scraps going on, and yeah,
That's
it
what they
was
get for
the,
booing. That's all I
the-
can say.
Do you remember
Oh no,
Keith
Can't-
Kachuk?
I-
Keith Kachuk?
See, I don't
Played
know
in the NHL.
anybody
Okay,
anymore.
Okay, well, it was his sons. They got both of them. They're playing on that USA
Oh,
team.
really?
you know,
Okay.
And they got in fights. It was pretty funny. But back to Slapshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to go over my overview of
Go
it?
for it.
Okay, so it's just an old time thing. Actually watched it the first time with the next door neighbor because they were big hockey people as well. And they showed us that. I shouldn't say they showed us that. It was like their son had a copy of it. So we got to watch Slapshot and then Strange Brew. So I don't know if you've
Okay.
ever seen Strange Brew
Never.
yet. Dude, we're watching that on Laserdisc because
Okay.
that is my all-time favorite movie.
Okay.
And you'll see the shrine upstairs. Almost like the shrine over here with the Slapshot characters, but not quite. Ooh, there they are right there.
There they are.
Harry Moan Curly. Kidding. And then the bear. Okay, but so I get to we got to watch that over there. Just the whole idea, just the excitement of the fighting and all that other stuff, and then just kind of realizing at the times, it's like, is this just a big clown show?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But it's so much skill it takes in
Yeah.
order to play the game properly in the first place. I remember getting out on the ice first time 5 years old. And it was like, all they said was skate. And half the people could do it already. And then there's the rest of us who are just kind of like, but by the end of that first year, you're able to skate backwards, forwards. I mean, you do
Right.
all sorts of fun stuff. So,
Right.
so I don't know. If it's Slapshot, it was at the time. It was early 80s we watched it, so it was fairly recent, fairly new. So actually seeing like the old cars and stuff didn't really pan off on us. So it's
Yep.
just what people drove. And I'm sure that was a little bit different when you were watching it.
Yep,
And
for sure.
People definitely not using cell phones.
Nope.
Yeah, like I have in my hand right now. And, it was just, I didn't understand the idea of the steel mill going down or everything else. I was just kind of like noise in the background. I
Yep.
just want to see the hockey playing and all,
Right.
all other fun stuff. And
Gotta
then the
have a
Hanson
plot,
brothers, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Didn't really realize the love story that was in there
Yeah.
or the little twists and turns they took about the love stories
Mhm.
that went in there.
Yep.
So, stuff you can't basically do nowadays
Yeah.
anymore. So,
It's true.
one of those movies, not quite Blazing Saddles up there, but pretty close.
For sure.
So, Slapshot, I'd give it 4.8 stars out of 5. And we're looking it up on what would you give them there, Gavin?
I'd probably give it around the same. Yeah,
4.8.
4.8.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
not-
a perfect movie,
No,
obviously, but
it is
it's a classic for sure.
exactly. It's one you definitely can watch over and over
Oh,
and over
my
again.
gosh.
And lots of memorable lines, and people understand. Like I'm wearing my Chiefs jersey,
Yep.
so I saw Gavin wearing one too, and I was like, "How do you know about this thing?"
Yep.
Because nobody knows about
Yep,
that. I'm
got a
usually
cool
the one
dad.
educating
Got
them.
a cool dad.
Yeah,
That's about it.
but I got Steve's,
Yep. Steve Hanson.
and you have number 18,
I do. Yep.
which is
Jeff.
Jeff.
I believe it is Jeff.
Hansen. There we go. So, yeah, Steve's the one who gets to say the real line.
It's true.
I always want to be that guy, but how tall is that? I feel like he's like
They're tall.
6'4". I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're big dudes.
They came to Fargo Park District at least 20 years ago. I think
Okay.
it was. Yeah, their whole show was for Bud Light Ice.
Okay.
And that's way before your time.
Okay.
But they had an ice, which is basically like twice the alcohol in the Bud. It was
Yep.
gross.
Yeah.
But, it got the job done. And they were sponsored by that about putting on the foil, because that's the whole Bud Ice thing, was that it was foil, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did was that they went out at, what do they call that again? Halftime? I don't even know. What did
For what?
hockey?
Hockey? There's
Yeah.
no halftime.
No,
There's
they're like that break.
intermission.
I thought they had like a big break though, like after second period.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, shows how much
You're
I
good.
watch anymore.
You're good.
And they went up and they were literally getting towed behind the Zamboni, like they're being like around the lake,
Yep.
all
Yep,
that. And
yep.
then they got out. I don't know if they did anything past that, but my brother came home with Hanson. I wish I still had these things, but it was before I was smart. And they had Hanson Brothers posters, and they signed them all
No
and all this
way.
other stuff. Yeah,
That's so cool.
missed out on all that. But I
That's
do
very
see.
cool.
I am in Jeff Hanson's Facebook thing. I don't know what it
Okay.
is, like a fan page, whatever. And they do not interviews, but they'll go out and make personal appearances
Very
here
cool.
and there and all and stuff. So, but
Very
they're
cool.
looking their age,
Very cool.
which they were young in the late 70s. So that puts you about where they're at now. But yeah, they're still holding up the characters.
Yeah.
So Rotten Tomatoes had that thing around, what is it, 77%?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like, maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit
I
higher.
agree.
We checked out something else too, the IMDb. I can't remember what that one was. But it wasn't high enough.
Not
So,
high enough.
no. So Paul Newman, we miss you.
Yes, we do.
And the Hanson brothers, hopefully we can come and meet you at some point someday. So
For sure.
you got any closing remarks on this one?
Well, it's kind of related to movie. Allie and I, my girlfriend,
Yeah.
we know her very well. She's in your band.
Oh.
We went to a
Another
record
pirate.
store. Another pirate.
Yep.
We went to a record store and we found an old poster, kind of like what you're talking about.
Oh, did you?
From the 70s. Granted, it had some rips in there.
Yeah, but it was
It's
Slapshot?
Original Slapshot poster.
Did you get it?
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll send you a picture
The
of it later.
Gen Zers get past you.
Yeah.
That's okay. We lived it.
Yep.
If it wasn't for us, you guys wouldn't have any of that stuff.
Very true. Very true.
All right, so Slapshot, classic. Highly
Yes.
recommended. Go get a jersey. Go out and watch the movies. I watch on Laserdisc all the time, at least twice a year. So
Classic.
And for me, that's a lot for one movie.
Yep.
A couple times a year.
Yep.
So you got to remember,
Gotta remember it.
yep, if your drummer has more charisma than your front man, band may be in trouble.
That is true.
Yeah, that's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time, Gavin.
Until next time. Peace.